people and their cats, they're a little different, they want their cats. So, okay, standards. Keeping of horses, sheep, or cattle shall be allowed unless less than 1/2 acre of pasture is provided for each horse, sheep, or cow. No keeping of chickens shall be allowed unless the chickens are penned at all times, and the number of chickens maintained is not great as to cause undue noise or commotion in the neighborhood. Now you can read into that. There are people in town that have horses, and I've talked to them. They're seeking pasture, and they're gonna get pasture. And one of the things that we have to keep in mind is, I don't have an issue, and I don't think any of the council would have an issue if anybody came forward to a council person and said, we have a problem with such and such a place. And then we'll go take care of that. However, it's like, you know, we have donkeys in town, we have goats in town, we have, and there's 2 or 3
A lot of
pigs and
chickens.
dogs. Yeah, we have a lot of chickens.
Do you have a rooster?
Yeah, we have roosters. And
dogs.
if the rooster becomes a nuisance, then you just say something and then something has to be done.
There used to be an ordinance, that's why I'm making fun of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it does become an issue, then that's something that, you know, come to us and we'll try to get these things solved before. But if it does become a problem, then you would need to come in and file a written complaint, sign your name to it, so that we can have the sheriff's department go talk to them. And then they would come into the city court where that would be addressed, and then they would have 45 days to take care of that problem. And then there's a whole list of fines if that's not
Taken care of.
taken care of. So,
But I think what you're trying to say, Tim, is if we pick out one person to uphold the ordinance on, and not the
Not the
70% of the town that has maybe one thing or another going against the ordinance, that's not very fair.
it is not. So that's why, looking at the problem with the horses, I came and I read the ordinances. But then I went around town and I started looking at other issues in town. And there are numerous issues in town.
You know, I'm probably wrong and just blowing smoke. It's just a thought. We've always been going to, I've heard for quite a few years, we'll send a letter and kind of tell people, would you please comply, or not comply, but here are some of the issues, and, you know, your yard kept up, whatever, you know. And kind of a nice letter that goes out.
Well, that would be,
Would that work or not?
that would work.
Probably 90% of the time.
However, my approach is I would personally rather, I will go talk to them first.
Oh, okay.
And then if it's not complied with, then the letter. Because then we have paperwork. But that would require a written out complaint. And then that it's dealt completely different then. Yes.
Because I just thought I think a lot of people don't know.
Well, and that's true. That's why I wanted to kind of bring it up here tonight. That give people a chance to address these problems on their own. And let them know that they're, because a lot of people don't know.
That's right.
Yes, Tammy.
I'm sorry, but what she's trying to hit on, I think, maybe with like the letter, might come into the cleanup deal, like junk vehicles. Hit on some certain things, dog kennel licenses, because there's numerous people that own way more than 3. And the reason I'm saying this, Tim, is probably 25 years ago, there was an incident in town where they went around and they ticketed everybody who had a dog, even if your dog was in your house or whatever, if you didn't have a dog license. And I did receive a ticket, which wasn't a
did
big
too.
deal.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal, I was wrong, but here was my problem. And I get what you're saying, Tim. When I said it, I said to the guy, the cop who issued the ticket, you passed 25
Dogs.
ordinances that were broken to get to my house when you drove and didn't ticket one of them. So I get what you're saying, but I think we all are guilty and we all need to clean up a little bit, and maybe a letter for everybody in town wouldn't hurt.
I really think it
That's
would.
probably
Like a
a good
newsletter
thing
thing,
to kind of cover some of these areas.
I think it would.
Animals and, and then lawns with it.
Lawns, junk vehicles, just numerous things like that.
There's a lot of people that don't know.
Yeah.
And for us, Frommer's a small town. I'm always looking for something to do here. So before you go address your neighbor that you might not get along with to begin with and create some heated ordeal, give us a call, let us know. If we're busy with something that's more important, we won't go talk to somebody about their dog. But so many times, I'm over here just driving in circles, looking for somebody to talk to or something to do. And I'd gladly talk to somebody about their trash that's overflowing into the alley and say, hey, be a good neighbor, clean it up. Or talk to the person that has too many dogs and doesn't even realize they're supposed to register them here with the city.
And that's very true. When I had somebody on my roof, I called the sheriff's department, they handled it so discreet, they just handled it fabulous.
Okay.
It was wonderful.
Let us know, because it's way easier for us to come in before you guys get into this heated argument over something, and we can just help educate people, and it cools things down way faster than letting the public trying to work on it on its own.
No, I like that idea. But I like the idea of maybe putting out a letter to.
So spring is sprung.
Yeah, for everybody.
Yeah.
I know we're really pushing the time.
Well, I've got, that, down by the tennis courts, people are parking their trucks there, leaving them for a week or 2 weeks. We need to put a couple signs that say no extended parking. I know there's a pickup and a trailer down there now, but he's got a note on his door, his transmission went south.
But there is a big rig that
Parks
thinks
there.
that that's their parking spot.
And
I don't know whose it is, but
That's
it
not
doesn't belong there.
There's two of them.
Parking
There's two
zone.
different ones.
Is it? You know who they are?
Yeah.
Get with,
Who's that? Taft is one of them, right? Yeah. Up here.
we need to address that if that's something that we need to get the
So like
sheriff to
extended
talk to.
time, what are you guys thinking as far as extended time down there?
That's not a
Over a
parking lot.
day.
That's not a parking lot. That's
Over a
city
day.
property.
you can't leave it there for a week to 2 weeks.
It's hard
If-
to mow
If
when you
that's,
have
if
that.
that's open for
particular-
parking, I'm gonna take both of my
If you're,
RVs down there
if
and
you're
park
trying to
it.
get any use out of the
The
park,
parking in front of houses.
and there's
on
Well,
something
okay.
taking up that whole situation, it's not good.
That's not
Okay.
what that is for.
And you do have parking on sidewalks going down River Street in front of the brick house, pretty bad. They
And,
just pull up there and park right over the sidewalk, am I right?
And meter pits.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're parking, let me tell you what, you walk down the highway because you don't walk on the sidewalk. It's,
I already yelled at them. I said if they did it again, we'll have to read meters. You're getting
Okay.
charged a lot.
Yeah,
you can move
Okay.
it up.
Yeah, I told them I was gonna make it up. Park
Well,
on-
Jay, would you take care of that and talk to,
I have a couple plans.
So
about parking on the
non-compliance?
sidewalk?
Yeah, I guess.
then
not.
that's a gentleman to get involved with, I think, maybe, huh?
Yeah.
Let us know, call
Yeah.
dispatch. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not afraid to work, we're here to work for you guys, we just need something to do besides
Sit
say.
around.
Right.
Just look, yeah. Okay, and then would you talk to the truck drivers about finding some other place to park?
Yeah, if I see them, yeah.
Okay, one of the thing I would like to cover is far as the park down there playing
Yeah.
basketball. There isn't a light down there, is there?
I don't think so.
Why can't we see what we can do about putting a light down there so that these guys can play after dark?
They won't, there's no reason to play there right now.
Go Dans.
You can't bounce basketball over 4
They've
times.
been busy down there though lately, the same 4 kids have been down there.
Yeah,
They
I
must
saw
got a ball made of lead, but. I don't know how they kept
I'd
it
rather-
going. Yeah, so like if you
I don't
get
know,
a chance, backpack blow.
I saw
that
about
thing,
8
yeah.
kids down there last
Yeah.
night, and they were just
Yeah.
right at almost dark, and they were out there playing. I thought, boy,
Yeah,
it'd be
they've had a
nice
good
if.
following down there the last couple of weeks.
We have a meter down there,
So,
we would have to have lights.
Isn't there
put
streetlights
up.
down there?
I thought there was.
There's one behind
Is
the.
there
The tennis courts
concessions.
were up
Yeah,
there.
there's
Yeah.
one, yeah, there's one.
I thought there
Like
let's
was.
see what we could do though for putting something up for those kids to play ball.
I think it'd take a pretty strong light to make it work,
Mhm.
It's, well,
which means it might be expensive
I don't,
to operate.
There's new ones that we put up on the streetlights, pretty good light.
really good.
Yeah, they're good lights and they run really cheap.
All those in LED.
Is that something that you could do, Jay or Lacey? Talk to the power company and see what it would cost us to put a light up down there?
Yeah, it shouldn't be that much. Well, I see.
I wouldn't think
We'd
so
have to
either.
figure out the exact right place to put it.
you might have to do your own,
One over
Mounting
each
the pole.
basket.
I think the
Yeah.
pole is,
and then just
it's a
get.
rental charge on the pole, you
Rest
don't,
it.
you can't own it.
Oh, you don't own
I don't think so.
When we put one up in the park, our group did, and thanks to Doug down there, he really helped. But it cost us 500, and that was cheap,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know, for our group to raise the money, and
That
then
was
he
for
got
the
the rest
pole and
furnished.
the light.
The one I
Yeah.
got in my backyard, it lights a whole bunch of them.
Ah, okay. Well, I think we need something good.
I paid my
I don't know, what do you guys think about that? I mean,
I'm good with it.
something to keep our kids
Yeah.
busy at night?
You got some kids that'll use it.
Well, and I
Keeping
think
it
it's
lit
a
up.
safety feature for
Yeah,
them
and
as
the
well.
fan blades.
And we could put a, you know, they could put a switch on, we could turn it off in the winter time,
Mhm.
Be on the
You know?
time.
but wouldn't have to pay for
I
it.
think they got a base charge, if I
And
remember
that could
right.
be, I don't know how that
On
works.
that, yeah, that one in my yard, I'm paying a little bit for the post, for the pole, and then so much for the light.
Okay,
And it goes on at dark and shuts off at daylight.
okay. But we would need this on, well, yeah, it'll work. On dusk.
Yeah, and
Another
if it
thing,
was lit over there at night, vandalism might, you know,
it would go down.
kind of have so much vandalism if you,
Would that, a light over there bother you over there?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I want all the lights we can get.
Okay.
It cuts down on problems sometimes at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, what happens in the shadows isn't always good.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Okay, I have 2 things left I would like to discuss a little bit here. One is, I've been in touch with the superintendent at the high school, and actually then she referred me to, let me get his name here, David Bradsky, who is over the student body. And
He's a pretty easy little guy.
is he a pretty cool guy? Okay. About having a teacher and a student, you know, start attending the council meetings. And he said that the council, or that the student body at the school is busy for the rest of this year. However, they will put it on the schedule for next year. So when school starts up this fall, we will have representation from the school to come down and be part of these proceedings, so that we could have their input as well. Yes, sir.
I just kind of question whether they've even got a civics class up there,
I understand they do,
do they?
yes, sir, and
I
I'm
know
not
they
sure
have
just
history, but no
what
civics.
it is, or how, they said they did when I asked them.
Okay,
And, because I wanted something that would get them involved, so that the students will be more of the town. I know you know, the town spirit and all that stuff, but a lot of times, they don't have any input about what they do. I think last time we had a number of students here, they changed the ordinance on skateboarding.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They came down and presented their, their facts on why they wanted to be skateboarding, and because the rules were pretty strict, and Ralph enforced the rules, so
Yeah,
they were not allowed. So they changed the ordinance, but they came down and they did it. They made their argument to the council and persuaded the council to change it. So that worked. And I would like to see more of that, of the youth being involved in that.
didn't see him getting many speeders going down School Street, but he was getting them skateboarders.
Easier to catch.
Yes.
No,
No?
those red lights will shut you down.
The last thing that I would like to talk about is, we have, legally, we have to post 3 postings for every meeting that we have. One here at City Council, one in the post office, and one over to Senior Center. Well, for some reason, somebody's been taking the one at the Senior Center. It's,
I didn't see one for last month. over
It
at the
disappears
post
at the
office.
post office too now, man.
well, I know, I looked yesterday,
Can-
and there was one in the post office, there was one in our board, but the one over to Senior Center was gone. I don't know. So if you guys see anybody out there taking them, please let them know that that's gonna be a pretty healthy fine.
Tim,
I don't know if we can find them, but it's our legal
that
posting place.
bulletin board that's over at the senior center, when the wind blows, unless that thing is really tacked down, because I go walking and I find the little push pins all over the street, and all papers are gone. So,
Maybe that's
And
what's
that could be-
happening.
Yeah.
that I.
You have to put 4 pins in it.
Yeah,
At least.
I tried to.
And
but
at one
we're also
time,
trying
they
not
were
to cover
leaving
other
extra
stuff.
copies over there in the post office, cause I used to pick up a copy and take it home and look over it.
Okay, well, is that
They hung
something,
extra ones, yeah.
Yeah, they
something
did.
that you guys would like to see? More of
Yeah,
those?
they did
Yeah.
leave a half dozen copies over there.
Do a
Because I
little
know that they-
research on what you're gonna talk
They're
about.
posting the
Something
agenda
to find out.
online now, so people can get online and look at it, but.
Yeah, it's also online
But
now.
some people don't go online.
Yeah, me,
Well-
well, yeah.
I think what's happened is, Kristen, that it hadn't been done for so long, they didn't know that you
Yeah.
were posting it online. But thank you for everything that you're posting online, it is so appreciated, it's unbelievable.
The whole-
Everything.
Here, I'll show you.
Fromberg City, or,
Fromberg-mt.com.
I just
You gotta
type in
spell it
town of
right.
Fromberg and it comes up.
We'll have the Fromberg happenings directed there too,
Yeah,
because that would help.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
So
Fromberg
that's the
Dash,
website. Fromberg-mt.com. You go to the council tab, and then under the council menu, there's agendas, council packets, and minutes. You click on the one you wanna look at, and the whole, everything you had in your
Pops
file
up.
there is all right there.
uh,
And then as minutes are approved, I put approved minutes up there as well. They're the signed ones, so they've been scanned in.
Yeah. And it's usually up on Friday before.
Yeah, when I go hang the agendas, usually the next
First
step is
time I
to
ever
post
seen
it online.
Fromberg happening was the other day when they put, the neighbor put Rosie's golf clubs on there because they were over at his house.
Oh.
When the
Was
Fed
that
never
for you?
delivers anything, you have to go look for it, so.
Yes,
Is there any way you could put one of those covered bulletin boards over there at the post office?
No,
They won't let you do that?
that's government property, they handle their own.
yeah.
Now, Tammy Lynn would unlock it and put it under when they had problems before. I don't know about these people, what they'll do. I know they overcharge, so I don't mail them.
I haven't noticed a problem at the post office, just that it's not always at the senior center after I post it. But if it's blowing away, then that explains it.
Okay.
We could change our legal posting place, I just am not sure where.
Don't have a lot of options.
Yeah, that was what I was kinda looking around, I don't really know where else to go.
So do we have anything else that you would like to discuss with the council or myself today?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Well, the next meeting date is
Yes.
May 3rd.
May 3rd.
Now I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in
Roger,
favor?
Dave,
Aye.
the first one.
Thank you.
This was a long meeting today.
Actually, we adjourned the same time as last month. On the minutes.
Say you trade a
About an hour.
It takes about a half.
What's that?